This is a great place for an easy walk, and there are 11 kilometers of trails for a longer hike. I think you should come see this place. It's just over an hour from Toronto, and bring the kids and your dog on a leash, because coming up in April is their Spring Tonic Festival. We'll see more about that later. These are sugar maples, which of course are the trees that are tapped for maple syrup. There are also lots of these trees with dark bark and dark green needles. Do you know what they are? Eastern hemlocks, one of my favorites. The light bark trees here are mostly sugar maples, and the dark bark trees are eastern hemlocks. Well, it seems it's bark color day here on Caroline, Ontario. The trees with medium dark bark in this forest are black cherry. The bark on the black cherry has rectangular scales. And one final color for now is yellow. This is a yellow birch. This trail is absolutely beautiful. It is just one thin, hard-packed trail snaking through the woods, and I am loving it. One thing I really love about hiking and noticing the trees is that you can see how the forest changes as you go along. You'll see lots of forest changes on this hike, more than usual, I would say. This section of the forest has these tall, straight trees, valued in the 1800s for making masts for ships. Eastern white pines in a forest like this often have their needles clumped together in a ball at the top. Look for light gray bark on a young tree and this dark gray-brown bark on a more mature tree. I just find that hiking gives me this wonderful sense of well-being. I just love being out among the trees, and I find that it is really worth the effort it takes to just get out and go for a walk. These very narrow, small trees that are in here have white bark, like birch, but it's not peeling, so I'm suspecting that it is a trembling aspen. I do my best to identify trees and talk about history accurately, but sometimes I do make mistakes. And I did in my last video where I said the dogwood was an invasive species, but that one, the red osier dogwood, is a native species. There's a trail across this hydro corridor and more trails on the other side. I'm not going on those today, but it is fun to see this winter highway for snowmobiles. Next type of forest is this lovely stand of red pines. The bark of the mature red pine is gray with patches of red. I've seen these along the whole trail. Do you know what they are? They're control points for a game called orienteering. Sometimes it's a race using a detailed map and a compass to find a number of these control points. To prove that you found it, you mark your paper with this stamp. Each control point has a different pattern of metal spikes to make a distinct pattern on your paper. was just talking to some staff here who said that they have started tapping the maple trees. Just about 15 for now, with about 900 more to go. This is the sugar shack that you can see in operation during the Maple Syrup Festival. Here, the modern evaporator thickens the tree sap to make maple syrup. There are large storage tanks and lots of wood to keep the evaporator going. There will also be demonstrations of the pioneer method of making syrup. The sap is moved from the large cauldron to medium to small as it thickens. And maybe we'll see the indigenous method with a hollowed-out log, and there will be a place to eat your pancakes and sausages. I'm going to come back for the festival, and maybe by then the ponds will be thawed and we can see the water. Here is the whole conservation area with the hydro corridor and the trails on the other side. I hiked only on this side today. Trail parking is here, and there may be more parking near the main office. There is a daily parking fee which you pay using your mobile phone. The map shows a snowshoe trail in the winter, but I didn't see it, and I just stayed on the marked trails. The packed, well-used trail led around the perimeter. Red Hawk Trail, White Pine, Maple Valley, the Green General Trail, and then Bear Creek to the festival area. From there, back to the parking. This route is about 3 kilometers, flat and easy, and goes through about 5 different types of forests.